Right, well, it's early July and this is my first video for a while because I've been very busy over June. But yeah, so I thought now's really the time to be doing a little tour of the garden as it's been a little while and to show you what's been going on. So this buddleia is budded up, nice big flower buds on. As you can see, it is attracting the butterflies, hence the name, the butterfly bush. We've got the hanging baskets. The violas have kind of gone to seed, unfortunately, but I did my best trying to deadhead them, but I gave up in the end because it was an awful lot of effort. The petunias are still looking nice, and we've got some lobelia in there as well, so lovely. My little loquat tree, which I thought was looking very unwell since I repotted it, has now got some very glossy leaves. So I'm hopeful eventually that's going to grow into a nice tall tree. Got a couple of ideas of where I want to plant that, so that'll be nice. And then over here in my bed, my hydrangea, as you can see, is looking really purple. Loving that. Kind of goes quite nicely with this penstemon. Which variety is that? That is Pensium Eleanor Young, that one. This echium here, it's looking slightly wilted in the heat, but it will bounce back when it cools down later on. I've got a feeling this echium is a 2-year one, so I'm hoping that next year it will grow its enormous great big flower spike. Excited by that because when I was doing my tour around Cornwall with my friend the other week, we saw many of these growing all over the place, and they do look quite spectacular, so that's quite exciting to think that that's going to be in my garden. Lots of nigellas about to flower. Over there you can see my star jasmine, a cutting I planted a few months ago. That seems to be establishing itself quite nicely. Little fuchsia of some description, seems quite happy there. We have tomatoes. So this is of some kind of beefsteak variety. And then at the back here we've got some cherry tomatoes. Been quite slow growing this year, unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll speed up. A new addition to the garden is this Schefflera digitata. I've planted it kind of here so that it gets a bit of shelter from the shed. So in the winter time, it'll survive the harsh winds that come barreling from over that direction there. Picked up some little echium seedlings from someone on Facebook Marketplace, £3 each. They're looking pretty good. And also from another gentleman in the area, Tetrapanax steroidal giant. It's very similar to the Tetrapanax rex. I think I'm going to grow this one on in its pot until next year. And then I was thinking maybe of planting it somewhere over there or up there, somewhere in this area here, which I think will give it a nice tropical look over there. Chili plants haven't done so well. Got some flower buds on, but they seem to have not really enjoyed the, I'm guessing it's the wind, and we have had quite a bit of rain at points, but I'm hoping that there's enough time left in the season for them to form some chilies, but we'll see what happens on that one. Got some sweet peas growing. I was convinced these weren't going to flower, but they've put on quite a nice display in the last couple of weeks. Got some gladioli coming up. Look at that, that's quite a vibrant colour. And then attached to my fence we've got this summer flowering clematis, still going strong. And then over in this corner, it's all looking rather nice. That fern's taken off there. The nasturtiums are romping away. The cordyline there seems happy. That Fatsia japonica is looking very, very glossy, quite happy in this very shady spot. I have my fuchsia Mrs. WP wood next to it. Looks quite nice there. Euphorbia minors Merlot looks like it's been crowded out slightly. So it's all a bit of an experiment really. I'll see which things might need moving next year. Possibly that Euphorbia might. It's hard to tell. This nasturtium's just covering everything though. And then down here's a new little addition. This is a Persicaria. I can't remember which type it is, because I didn't keep the label, but it's quite nice. It's got that characteristic kind of V-shaped dark patch. Philadelphus Bouquet Blanc. Yeah, I mean it's been munched by slugs and snails, but as you can see it's been butchered, but I think there's enough substance there that it'll probably make it through till next year, and then it'll really push out. Over here, this is a fuchsia that I bought for my wife. This is fuchsia Ricotonia. It's a hedging fuchsia, so I was thinking if this can turn into a big ball, it'd be quite a nice little fuchsia to sit next to in this little area over here. And then a little bit further back from over there we've got this bed here, which again has got all kinds of different things in. Fuchsia Mrs. WP wood, again being crowded out by these nasturtiums. Have to be careful with the nasturtiums next year, I think. You can see some geums. There is a hydrangea just over there. Fatsia spider's web. And then next to it we've got my new acid bed that I've created. So we've got a rhododendron black gold here, a emerald lace acer, some form of camellia there, another fern, because apparently ferns quite like acid soil, so that's good. Pyrrhus japonica. And then unfortunately, if you've ever seen some of my previous videos from last year, this is my rhododendron Etoile de Sladinge. As you can see, it's really not looking very well at all. I've tried all manner of different things to revive it, but basically it didn't flower, and the leaves are looking pretty droopy. I've got a feeling it's vine weevils that have butchered the roots. But I'll give it until next year, and if it's dead by then I'll just dig it out and replace it with something else. Over here we've got my variegated hydrangea, which I don't know what the variety is, but that's starting to flower. That's looking quite nice. Another fern, some more penstemon, a Fatsia japonica, and a Hedychium spicatum liberty. And then up on this kind of like side border that I've been gradually developing. We've got Persicaria Purple Fantasy. So it's like the other Persicaria, but it's got kind of almost like triangular leaves with that familiar dark kind of V shape in there. Planted in a white Scabiosa. Some type of geum that I haven't had before. I'll just get the label out. Oh, this one's called Tempo Rose. Some nice peach blooms on that. Penstemon. There's an Acer I planted a while back that seems to be pretty happy in there, so that's good. I've got a Fascia polycarpa in here, which is looking like it's been butchered by slugs and snails, so I'm probably going to pull that out in a bit. And then over here we've got an Astilbe, and a white Astilbe, which I bought at a garden centre recently. I saw these growing at Treba Gardens when I was there with my friend from Grow Tropical MK, and yeah, it just kind of pops nicely in the sunshine. So, and then down the side of my shed, decided I'd do a bit of strimming, strimmed it all down so you can see where my camellia that was in the pot that I planted there, that's sort of growing away. I'm hoping that's going to establish, but I'm thinking if I keep all the brush down along this bank, then that'll be quite a good spot for some tropical plants, because this is mainly in shade for most of the day. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Thought I'd do a little extra update because it's now Friday the 11th and I still haven't uploaded the video because I've been quite busy, but I thought I'd just show you my new little mini bed that I created out of the remaining logs. I've planted in a Fascia polycarpa at the back there, little baby echium, small little fan palm, and some succulents. So that's a little work in progress. Over here we got some beautiful snapdragons or antirrhinums. I can't remember what variety these are, but they look really nice. There's some kind of Madam Butterfly type of antirrhinum there, and I think this one's like cherry cola or something like that, but yeah, really nice to see those. And my rhododendron Etoile de Sladinge is really taking a turn for the worst. I mean, these leaves are literally curled up and dying. It's dropping its leaves all over the place there, so I think this really is a goner, unfortunately. But never mind, you win some, you lose some. Bought a new Hebe the other day from Hardy Exotics near Penzance. This one's similar to my Hadspen Pink that I grow quite frequently, but this one has got bigger, broader leaves and bigger flower cones, and this one's called Hebe Lilac, so I'm assuming this is going to be a relatively big shrub, so I've just popped it straight in the ground there. So over by my camellia up here on the bank, planted in this Alstroemeria. Can't remember what variety it is, to be honest with you. I think it's called Indian Summer, but yeah, that really looks nice with the sun beaming down on it. This little planter's full of snapdragons, differing varieties. That looks nice. In the ground over here I've planted my Fuchsia Magellanica, which I bought the other day from Burncoose Nurseries. Fuchsias do pretty well in shady spots, I think, so I've popped it down here. Hopefully that'll establish quite nicely. My hydrangea is looking absolutely stunning in the sunshine today. As you can see, we've got gin clear skies today. It's going to be a hot one because we're going through a heat wave at the moment. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little tour and update of what's going on in my garden. Yeah, stay tuned for further videos.